Hello friends, in the series terms in linguistics explained today we have three very simple concepts. One is dialect, then second is register and the other is ideology. Now dialect is variety of a language. That's the definition. The variety of a language. Of the same language. So language means of the same language. For example, you remember in Middle English period, English, there were only dialects. We had got a Northern dialect, Southern dialect, East Midland dialect and West Midland dialect. And then what happened is that these varieties, East Midland and West Midland together were called Midland dialects, and they later became the standard English, isn't it? Used by Shakespeare and Chaucer and such great writers, Milton and so on. Alright, now we have today also this dialect. No language is available in its pure form. The pure form of language, English language, you call RP, pure form of pronunciation, RP. RP means received pronunciation. Received pronunciation, that means accepted pronunciation. Pronunciation. Pronounce is the noun. P-R-O-N-O-U-N-C-E, pronounce. But pronunciation, P-R-O-N-U-N-C-I-A-T-I-O-N, pronunciation. The verb is to pronounce, P-R-O-N-O-U-N-C-E. But the noun is pronunciation. So that is RP or standard language or standard pronunciation, or what we say Queen's English. Thus, according to Daniel Jones, only 2% of the people speak that. So for the time that is considered to be the perfect, the ideal. So all the other speakers of English, they are looking at that and then trying to approach that. If you are say 80% near to Queen's English, 20% near to Queen's English, 90% near to Queen's English, like that, you can be graded. Your grade is like that. Okay, so that's the point to be remembered. Now when we see that, let's say about the English that we use in India, that is Indian English. Even that is a dialect of the standard English, means a variety. Within Indian English we have got many varieties. All depends on how each variety is influenced by the native tongue, or we say you can say native tongue or the mother tongue of the people. See, definitely no doubt that mother tongue will influence the use of the second language. L1 on L2. L1 means language 1, that is mother tongue. L2 means language 2, second language, definitely. Now, we find now this dialects of a language means varieties of a language, dialects. They have got all the dialects, whatever their different, say, the way they express. Mainly you find difference in vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, and accent. Pronunciation means accent. Spelling. In spelling also. For example, some varieties of English in India, instead of physical spelling, just one or two examples, physical, they write physical, like this, physical. There are people who write like this. So that's one variety. And pronunciation you can see, in some varieties, the accent is at the end of the word. For example, as a marketa. In some varieties you will find that the friction consonants are very strong. Some varieties, very strong. Familiarization. Carry forward. That is what we call our standard. Satisfactory. That is the standard pronunciation is not satisfactory. Or your conduct is very satisfactory. We don't say very satisfactory. Middle English, they write perfect, gentle knight. Chaucer spoke about the knight. Understand? The knight's character. Now, so when I said spelling is you will find different spellings. Second, you will find different pronunciation of the same word. And third, you will find grammar. In grammar also you will find. See, in some varieties they will say, he will went. He will went. You cannot say like that, isn't it? He will went. He went, you can say. Or he will go. But we understand it. That's the point. And then in some varieties of English you will find B is very strong pronunciation. Understand that? So we said that instead of very, very good, they will say very, very good. So you may, some days you ask me, so who is speaking in this way? There are many people who speak in that. I don't want to specify that because that will be, I don't say that those varieties are anything wrong or inferior to the standard. No, it's not at all because their mother tongue influences their way of speaking the second language. That's all, nothing more than that. You have seen school. Instead of school, people say school. Statistics. So instead of statistics, they will say statistics. These are varieties. Understand? In pronunciation, grammar, spelling, you saw. Then in say vocabulary. For the difference you find is vocabulary. You means use of words. Vocabulary, isn't it? For example, see Rudyard Kipling in his novel sometimes he uses like this. Put some maja into it, man. Put some pleasure. Instead, he is borrowing a word from Hindi and using it without any change. Put some maja into it. Put some pleasure into it. Just as we said, put some sugar into your coffee. So, bakshish, see, anant. Then we have got many English, many words borrowed from Indian languages in English. So that is Indian English, variety of Indian English. And it depends on, suppose it is say, the different regional languages. All the regional languages definitely will influence speakers of that region. Speakers of English of that region. So you have got varieties, plenty of varieties. So it is a historian of Indian English once said that it is a surprise and a wonder that still we are communicating in English, even though we have got such varieties. So every variety is a dialect. But at the same way you should understand all the varieties have only 26 letters. Isn't it? And all the varieties have got same basic grammar. All the varieties have only 44 sounds. That is phonemes in that. So this is a fact. But there is slight changes also. So then what is a dialect? A dialect is a variety of language where you find differences in spelling, pronunciation, grammar and vocabulary. Need not be all the four together. In some it is grammar, in some it is vocabulary, in some it is like that. Understand? Yes. So that is what. Now suppose this variety is used in a region, then you call it regional dialect. Regional dialect. If it is used by a class of people, then that is class dialect. Class dialect. If it is used by people who have the same occupation, you will say occupational dialect. Occupational dialect. Variety of language, that language used by region, regional dialect. Class of people, say high class, low class, middle class, say upper class, lower class. So then you call it class dialect. And then occupation means suppose doctors, then this is doctors, the medical doctors, teachers dialect. Then you have got other occupations for engineers dialect, because in that language there will be more words. No, there will be more words related to engineering. Doctors, there are more words related to medicine. Teachers, there will be more words related to teaching. Understand? See, you understand like that. This kind of thing will be there more. Also, I think you understood now what is meant by dialect. A dialect is a variety of a language. There can be differences in spelling, pronunciation, but the core thing remains. There will be only 26 letters. The grammar will be the same, pronunciation will be the same. The total number of the phonemes will be the same. There may be slight difference here and there. Allophones may be used. Instead of using a phoneme, they might use allophones, that's all. That is, means variant of phonemes, plenty of that, that is allophones, like that. And then you have got a region, regional dialect, class, class dialect, and occupation, occupation dialect. Hope that now that is clear to you. And even RP is a dialect, in the sense that it is considered as the standard dialect, standard variety. Standard variety is RP, received pronunciation or accepted pronunciation or standard pronunciation, standard English. Okay. Now it comes to register. If dialect, the basis for dialect is use based, user based, isn't it? User based. Who uses it? If it is in a region, it is regional dialect. If it is class, it is class dialect. And if it is occupation, it is occupational dialect. If it is in a country, in a village, it is a village dialect. Cockney, for example, London, that is also a dialect. The London English is a Cockney speech. Scottish people, they have got a dialect. They are not using standard English. Irish is a dialect. See, American, the whole American English can be considered as a dialect of a standard English. At the same time, that is now has become American language. See that H.L. Mencken and so on, they are saying it is American language. But at the same time, basically 26 letters are sound same and things like that. Maybe slight difference in the use of vocabulary. Instead of petrol, they use gas. See, instead of footpath, they use walkway and things like that. Instead of lift, they use elevator. So these are the things you find mostly, and also slight difference in grammar and so on. All right. So dialect, user based. Who uses that? Now the register is use based. Register is use based. Use based means for what purpose it is used. For what purpose? Now what does that mean? It can be used for medical purposes, then it is medical register. Legal purposes, then legal register. Means there will be, no, don't think that register a book where you are writing these things. No. Register means a variety of language used for a particular purpose. A variety, there is also variety of language used for a particular purpose. Legal register, for example, you will have plenty of words like plaintiff, then defendant, then postponement, then your honor, and then say honorable judge, honorable court, judge, jury, and things like that. Ordinary words, see a person going to a hotel, an ordinary person going to a hotel, he or may not speak even a single such word. No? Jury, nobody will say jury or a plaintiff and defendant and things like that in day-to-day life. See, that is for a particular purpose. Same with medical. So that is medical register, we say. It's medical, and they have got their own language, prognosis, diagnosis, then tab, and then what blood count. These are things which we are not using. Ordinary people don't use that. So that is use based. Understand? Or Babu English, that is use based. Babu means clerical English. That's a kind of register. You can see, when they draft letters, there is a special way of drafting letters by the clerks. Babu means clerk. So that is, in register is use based. Understand? Literary register. Literary language is a register. Why? Because it is used in literature or writers. For example, you have got structuralism, post-structuralism, and so on. There are words like difference, then signifier, signified, difference, and things like that. Relational structure, and so ordinary people don't use such kind of thing. What is such people? Special. See, English for ESP, you know that, ESP. ESP, either concept of English for special purposes. So, that's also one kind of register. English for special purposes. Can be considered. Can be considered. So, I hope you understand. Now, the third term is idiolect. Idiolect means an individual's variety. The variety of a language used by an individual of that speech community. Speech community. Understand? For example, you are now 30 students sitting here. 30 in this class there are 31 idiolects. That is, my way of speaking English is different from your way like that. So, personal style. For example, you are all wearing shirts and pants, but it's not in the same way. You will find. So you have one way of wearing the same thing, another person. Or you have a churidar and connect, the other clothes, that is top, bottom, shawl and all those. See how you put on those, where that is different. Or the same thing, wearing the same thing, but different style is there. So each individual's style of speaking and writing and using a particular language is known as his idiolect. I have my idiolect, you have your. Why? You just see today when you go to the canteen, you can see your friends are eating. All of you may be eating chapati and curry, but there is difference in each one's eating. That is his idiolect. That is eating idiolect. So for everything we have got that. When you are wishing your teachers, what do you do? There are idiolects. Some of you say good morning, 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 some of you say good morning. Some of you, good morning. Just don't lift your hands at all. See this way, that is idiolect. But the thing is the same. What is the thing? Greeting is the same. Understand? Like that. When you make, say I speak English, you speak English. But the same sentence we can speak and see, it will be different. No doubt about that. So, your individual's variety, the variety of a language used by an individual of the same speech community is known as his idiolect. It is personal, the personal style. Say, I may be using some words which you are not using frequently. For example, being a teacher, I will always be asking, understand, like that. Or so, then, therefore, so. This is not, you are not using it every day like that, every time like that. No. Why? Because this is my idiolect. As a teacher, I am used to this. Then are you listening? Are you with me? Some teachers will say, are you with me? Are you listening? He said, are you following? So these are the idiolects of a teacher. You see that. You see how many times as you see, this is, that's the idiolect. Hope you have understood now. Now, dialect, now all these are varieties, but the core is the same. 26 letters are there, 44 sounds are there. Isn't it? Otherwise, maybe instead of a funny, you may be using allophones. Instead of a word that is commonly used, you may be saying, it's a wonderful, another person magnificent, another person says splendid, the same meaning. That's his idiolect. Personal style. Okay. So once again, dialect is user based. Who uses it? Is it regional? In a region, people of a region, people of a class, people of an occupation. Register is what is the purpose for which it is used. Legal purpose, legal register, medical purpose, medical register, theological purpose, theological register. In theological register, you will have cursing, redeeming, saving, devil, hell, heaven, and then paradise lost, paradise regained, all those things. That is theological register. Isn't Then curse, you are cursed, blessed. These are the things that you use in the theological register. When it comes to real life, it is personal style, personal idiosyncrasies in using that particular language. Hope that you understood. Bye. Have a nice day.